Hi guys, yesterday I tried to do a video and it sadly got interrupted because my housemate walked back in and stuff, and I unfortunately had to, cancel it and stuff. So yesterday I was doing like a part review, went through the part review on like my singles of Paula ones, and then as soon as my housemate came in, I thought, oh, so I had to discontinue that video unfortunately. But today's video would be more obviously, I would go through that again, but that'd probably take me a while doing that video. I'll probably say like the video that I'd said that was going to be next and stuff, because it came today luckily, and this video then would say like not be longer than the other one that I was intended to do. The other one I was intended to do was more going through like nearly every single one of my records I've got so far, and you know, um, also all the singles and stuff. But I'll probably go through them briefly, all the big ones, but all like the whole collection. I'd probably say like same as when I get some other ones and stuff. Probably do them individually and stuff. Go through like just the background on each record maybe. Depends really, doesn't it? Yeah. But other than that, this is one that came today, which is amazing, which is obviously the first ever album and stuff. I was very pleased to even get this, because I know myself, I've had this before as well. There was two copies. There was one from Juno Records, which came out, that I think paid back then was 35. I don't know if it was like a reissue, because it didn't really look like it was an original, sort of one. And then I think I had the original one. I did have the original one, but unfortunately, again, I had to sell that one and stuff. I think I spotted it, maybe that original one. There goes the record leaf. The original one, and yeah, I think I brought that from somewhere in London, or it might have been online at the time, because I couldn't find it even then. Um, but yeah, it just depends. But obviously, with this one, it falls out like that. It's a complete whole, double one, and then the inside was, which was, that's all the tracks inside, which I don't want to be bending this because it sounded like the spine starting to not agree, um, which would not be a good idea to break straight away. That's the booklet, of course, that comes with it and everything, and then the record is of course inside. This condition of this one, I wouldn't say it's spectacular compared to probably some of the other ones I've had. There's all like these little dust, spots you can see on this, so it's quite an old one, isn't it? And it's worn out. I wouldn't say worn out, but like it's aged in it and stuff. But yeah, stuff. The condition of this is brilliant at least. £75, I'd probably say might be on the people might say, why did you pay £75 for probably that of that condition? It's probably is, on the wild side, but in my opinion, it's it's a one-off basis, and I wouldn't go and buy a record like sell and then buy again nowadays, because if I buy it, I'm keeping it and stuff. Unless I can get the reissue version, that might be a different circumstances, because for me, I've been more after like sealed reissue versions, but that one is harder, and just like I've seen it price wise, 90 something pounds at the moment, and yeah, I think that's on the wild side, to be fair. HMV had it. Well, it says on their website sold out. It's, I think, currently went at 40 quid, or that free for something deal, and most people have bought that. And now it's great big sadness to see it go, if I'm honest. Because I would have otherwise got that one instead of this one that I've just shown and whatnot. That's obviously that been and done. So I don't really want to short my video down just for that, because I know some people already reviewed it in the past, haven't they, and shown the same record probably as what I was just shown. Other than that, I'll just go through now briefly, obviously, of my current up-to-date records and stuff, so at least it, gives a bit of a brief what's been blown out my bank account and spent on so far, because it's absolutely mental the amount of ones I've, brought recently. I will be buying more next month. I'll probably say now it's going to be sadly one, probably nearly a month, or maybe two at least, because some of the other ones that are coming up now is going to be really hard, and probably I'd say the most expensive ones to get. Them ones, it's not going to be like four or five of them each month, because I would just, I don't think I'd have any money by then. I'd be like, why did I do that? But yeah, other than that, this one, what most people will obviously have seen or like is obviously this one, which is the Wildwood one. It's the colour vinyl, which is very, very unique. I see this one and it's got the poster in it and stuff. Also, the tracks on the back, of course, if you know the tracks was quite hot. but some people probably might not, because you know it might be the first time you've seen any of these records. But yeah, it's really good, and the core mix of that made in Germany. I did show obviously them sort of brief things, didn't I, on my last proper video of the Manchester visit and stuff of the ones I brought. I haven't done a video on the last one I brought, but that's going to be an individual one, and that one is, yeah, the one I've been for like the last 10 years now. It's not obviously Paul with a bass, but it's a different sort of, you know, band bass, and it's, yeah, it's pretty hard to get nowadays. It's very hard to get, so I was very lucky to even find it, because now you go on eBay, you go on Discogs, and you wouldn't come across it very much. So that's coming up at least, and that'll be a very, you know, unique one to go for. Sorry, my door's having a bit of a funny issue then. The next one, obviously, of course, is going to be Stanley Road. Stanley Road is another amazing one. This one cost me, as you can tell, the back of my HMV's price of $43.99, which people will think, what? The only reason being is because, like, you know, I know nowadays trying to get certain records and stuff, they're going to be these prices, but when I first brought this out, the first press version, and I saw it recently in, I think it was the vintage record, I can't remember said. One practically where I got Wake Up the Nation. I can't remember the name of the heart, because, you know, it's been a few days now. That one there I saw literally the first press, and that was 70 quid, which wasn't bad, you know, in my opinion. Didn't really look at the condition of it, you know, because I just saw it and was having a little nose. But yeah, this reissue version was $43.99, 14 from HMV, and it's got all the well-known tracks on that one as well, which most people would, if you know Stanley Road by heart, then yeah. The next one is obviously, of course, the Rivers One of All, which I showed in my last video. It's this one, which you've already seen, you know, but it's absolutely amazing. It's $22.99. That one cost me, again, on my visit from HMV. It's the last copy, literally, probably from any store, unless the store's like got one floating around somewhere, who knows. Again, that's got a load of well-known tracks on that one. And, you know, if you know, obviously, Heavy Soul and stuff, if not, then I'd recommend, like, search Weather Up in general and stuff on, you know, Discogs. Sorry, yeah, maybe Discogs, or, what was it, say, like, Spotify and things like that, and you should see the albums come up, but you wouldn't know, obviously, I don't think, in, like, the order, because they're all dotted about, and which one's which, and, yeah. So, yeah, to the next one, which is this one. And this one is obviously my favourite, because I know nowadays this is actually gone completely. In most places it's so impossible to even get. Days of Speed, you know, is very lucky to even have. It's a reissue. I got it when it first came out, because when I saw it announced and that, I thought, yep, going for it. I've never opened it, but somehow I think this is from the moving process. It's kind of ripped and teared on the side now, and yeah, got like a small severe dent. I don't know how that even happened. I never opened this record, unless it's tried to open itself. I don't know, which I've not checked recently. I doubt very much it's opened, which would be otherwise. It might look like it has been opened. I don't know what's happened there. So maybe down the middle was split, because I've never ever opened this. But yeah, it looks like to me that down the middle was split, opened. So I don't know how that's happened. You know, it's probably torn itself when moving processes have happened. But, you know, that was a bit concerning, because I've never thought, don't think I've ever opened this, but it's the side of it itself, and the side that's a bit tall now, so yeah, that's been open, but I'm never ever, you know, touching it, unless I might have opened it and completely forgotten. But this one is obviously this one, which is Illumination. This is the one I showed again in my last video, which I went when I was away, and I said, you know, the price was like 50 freaking quid. Again, people would think, why paying 50 quid? That's the one I brought. I had a copy which I just only sold like last night and stuff, which was an opened one and stuff. That one's been sold, and that went for quite a decent amount. I mean, you know, for an open one, 25, which was quite good, at least on Vinted. Somebody brought, you know, this one obviously I wanted to keep more, because of the fact of, you know, I opened the last one and regretted it, and I thought, ooh. Because some reissues, it's not worth opening, and if you think about it, you know, if it was more like the first presses, they would be open and stuff, most likely, then you'd think, yeah, it's not it's not going to be any chance you'd probably keep them or have them sealed as much. Okay, next one after this is obviously a very shocking one, which is this one, and it's a very rare one. This one I've never ever brought and never had, and literally have seen this on Discogs recently from I think it was Crazy Beats Records, and yeah, and this was very surprising. You can see this Paul has Catch Flame and stuff. I didn't really buy like some live ones, if I'm honest, much. You know, when I was buying his records first time, literally, yeah, it's got most of his like tracks on here, even from, of course, As Is Now's ones, which is amazing, and it's literally got a few jam ones in there. But yeah, even I think Wishing on a Star, which of course is from Studio 150, I think, unless I might be wrong, correct me. But yeah, this one is absolutely amazing. This cost me in the 100 zone, or maybe more than that, 200 zone, I'd say. Yeah, that one, but I never regret that buying it. It's an amazing edition. This one, obviously, afterwards would be, of course, 22 Dreams, which was on the back right in that corner, made in Netherlands. Again, this is another reissue version. I have seen it. I did see it, like, so if anybody's interested in trying to find it, say if you can't find it very well, like, more in person, I don't think it'll still be there, but I did spot it in Manchester's HMV, I think. So go to visit that one. You might spot it, and it's there. I spotted a copy there, so anybody that visits that way or lives around that area and is probably after this reissue of it, go for it. I don't know how much they were charging. And also I've seen it as well, I believe was in a few record shops there, and one record shop I visited before in, well, it's the only one you would know or see it in the shopping centre, which is in Gloucester. They had a copy there, which was quite good. I think it might have been cheaper, they might have been charging maybe Maniac price, because I didn't only buy one CD, my other band that I like CD, and yeah, that cost me quite a bit, but that was a rare CD. Again, I could probably do that in my next video with the little special single that I've been after so long now. This one after this was, of course, this one, Wake Up the Nation. Wake Up the Nation is amazing. This one, I was really shocked because I brought it on Discourages and stuff, and the person went and said, it's mint, which I thought, mint, that means it's going to be sealed, is it going to come as like a proper sealed copy and everything, am I in luck here? Nah, the total opposite. Literally, the person's lied to me. It came literally, I was really surprised. Up the top here, it started tearing off and everything, even down the side, the bottom. The record itself is covered in very severe dust and everything, I can tell, so it has been used and played. People probably say, like, why didn't you send it back and get your money back? In my opinion, it's not really worth it, if I'm honest, because if I've paid for it and stuff and lucky to at least get a copy as well is the main thing in it, then you'd think deep down at heart it's worth more keeping in it. Don't just send it and then come to try and replace it again and everything, just be more grateful in what you've really brought in a way. If it's not obviously described as like what it says on there, yeah, it's understanding, but in another way, it's more worth at least just buying and keeping. Next one is obviously Sonic Kicks, which only came today, and I love this one the most. It's absolutely amazing. I can't really show much in that because my camera's a bit. The little thing in the corner, which had made it in England diff I think when it first came out and everything. This one is absolutely amazing as well. I really liked it because people really probably say I'm not a fan of Sonic Kicks. Why would you really like Sonic Kicks? Some of the tracks on there I know were a bit like mad played in it and stuff, but I mean at heart there's some very good ones on there as well. And I don't like every single track all the time, or listen to every single track all the time, which is true on that album. But there is some like standout, I'd say, ones like When Your Garden's Overgrown, all them sort of ones. Which in fact I have got on singles, but I can't obviously get around to that unfortunately today because I'm going to be dragging this video on otherwise. Certain Pattern is the next one after this. This one's more been open because this is when I first literally came out. And yeah, I've had it since then. So that was back in, what people would think, you've had it since then? I think it was 2015, so when it first came out then, yeah, you can tell how long I've had some of these for when they first released and stuff. Yeah, that came out and stuff. I'd probably say like the condition I've had it all these years now, I might end up getting rid of this salt and then just replace it, at least with a better sort of copy, or might keep it, I don't know yet, but it's going to vary how some of these copies stay, because but who knows. Protection based lips. Next one after that, of course, is the Kind Revolutions one, which again people say I'm not a massive fan of this one. This was, of course, Polyphone, I think, as well then, on that point. Literally, it had some good tracks on there, sort of, that did stand out. I mean, there were some, like, really mellowy sort of ones. you know, it varied with these albums, didn't it? And people would say, like, you know, I'm not a massive fan of when 22 Dreams after that onwards and stuff. They weren't a massive fan really of them sort of songs he done. I think up to obviously the next one, which I'll just quickly show you, would, you know, probably be better. This one is, of course, what we're all gonna know is True Meanings. True Meanings is another good one. This one I brought replaced my old copy because, again, yeah, this was sealed more, and I was more happy because when it first came out again, like, which was back in 2018 when I saw it and stuff, but it had its better days. Probably, you know, I have put it on my vintage listings and stuff for sale at the moment, so if you're interested, go on there, just browse on vintage, and you might come across, and you all of a sudden will see a Paul Weller True Meanings sort of record and stuff, and then yeah, that will be that record for sale. I've got it listed on there at the moment, 35, which ain't bad, you know, compared to, you know, I did pay less on this, but nowadays True Meanings isn't exactly I'd say like a really easy copy of the vinyl to get. I did see this in Dig Records, I think that was the name, Dig Records in Liverpool, where they sell like t-shirts and everything. There was a copy of this in there, so if you're interested, even probably instead of, you know, me selling or something like that, I want to buy one in person, there's a copy there at the moment. Don't know the condition of it, but, you know, if you go and visit or call them, they might tell you something. After that, of course, was this one, which again I've never ever brought, because when these came out, the live ones, I never ever was really into getting these. Which is, of course, Other Aspects, which is another quite good one. I have listened to songs on that and stuff, like the Weller ones, the Jam sort of ones in it, which I think were on here, I can't remember. It might be on another one, I'm thinking. But yeah, they have some good ones. Yeah, it was on here. Yeah, Private Hells and Tales of Ruban. Them ones were quite good as well, how he played them and stuff on this. And yeah, it was quite a good album, to be fair. You know, I listen to most of these, like I say, on Spotify and all them, so I know, you know, what it sounds like. I don't really listen to like mostly all these because, you know, people say like, yeah, you should play them on your record player and stuff. I have got a record player, but I'm not seeing daylight of it. I think it's still at my parents somewhere. Don't know where that's gone. Same as my old good CD player, you know, that plays the radio and Bluetooth and all that on it. Again, don't know where that's gone because, you know, things I've got and have, it's all hidden. Like there's a load of other records as well that I know of which I've not seen daylight of, and, you know, one day I hopefully come across them. Time will tell. The next one, of course, is On Sunset. Once again, people wouldn't really have liked On Sunset as much. This was obviously recently ordered off of, I think it was Disclosures as well, if I remember. Yeah, this one On Sunset, this is the coloured one. I never ever brought that when it first came out, so again, these days, you know, the coloured ones can be quite rare to get now. That one came out, and yeah, I never picked it up as this version as well, as you can see. I never brought it as this version because, you know, I went for, I'll show you in a minute, another version. And yeah, I thought, you know, back then, oh, you know, this looks a bit different, you know, I'll go for this one instead of this colour sort of one, but yeah, so I changed it and, you know, gone for the better one now. This one, obviously, like I said, is the other version. This is the Pictures one. I have this one as well because it's quite a nice one. When I first ever got it, you know, I see it and it was quite unique because I don't really buy picture like sort of disc vinyls before, and I thought when it was first released, I thought I'd go for it. You know, it has been played in the past and stuff. It's been well looked after and everything, so it's nothing of signs on that. It looks like it's been used hardly, I'd say, because it's been collecting, you know, storage dust and stuff. You know what I mean? But yeah, next one after this, of course, we all know is going to be that one, Fat Pop. People obviously say Fat Pop is quite bad or good. It varies, isn't it? Again, these are all like Polydor sort of ones. This one was the yellow coloured one. I don't even know if the yellow one nowadays is rare to get, or it could be the red coloured one. There's all different colours for it. There is a picture disc version as well. Sorry if you can hear that, somebody's car alarm's on. There was a picture disc version as well, but the picture disc version I didn't go for because I knew myself, like, you know, I didn't really buy any coloured vinyls after On Sunset, where, like I just said, I obviously went for the picture one. But now I've got to see On Sunset, I'm going to get this, and then maybe down the line, if it's still around, I might hit the picture version as well, so I've got the actual record and the, you know, the pictures edition, which would be quite good at least. After, of course, which is a bit more, not say recent, but a few years recent back now, of course 66, which is amazing. 66, this is a coloured one. Again, I don't know what coloured one it was, because around the time it was purchased from, you can tell, of all places, when it was still about what's easy to get in HMV. I spotted it in HMV one day and I thought, why not go for it, because, you know, the longer I leave it, the more I won't get to probably buy these records. that obviously you can tell on the corner says made in Czech Republic, so that's, you know, all that sticker on it when it first came out. This one obviously is more definitely a recent one. I can't say the name very well, so it's Find Elf. I can't say the last bit. But yeah, this is a polythene as well. This one is bottle green, which is amazing. This is literally on his website. I brought it, and this is the version I thought I'd go for because I'm like a coloured record more person. And you know, people nowadays do go for coloured records and they go mad more for them, don't they? Because of the unique of, you know, the colour on them. This one I brought on his website, the bottle green one, and it was absolutely amazing. I've never opened it, of course. I've never, you know, seen what's in it and everything like that. It's literally a really good record, this one. I really like this one. You know, it's got some very good songs, especially on that one as well, which I've listened to like a lot of times in that now. Sorry for my video has now gone to like 20 minutes. This is going to kind of go over what I expected. It was only going to go up to about at least 20 minutes after it. So I'm sorry for kind of dragging on at the moment. This one we all definitely know what this one is because it only came out last month now. Not only, I don't know. Yeah, last month because of April. This obviously is that one of all ones. We're at the BBC, it's Volume 2. I haven't got the CD version. The only reason being is because my dad's also a Wale fan, and there's no point in me buying, you know, the CD version if I'm honest. Because I know you can't listen to it on Spotify and all these things, which I've never found it on anything yet. But in my opinion, you know, I'd rather queue and buy the record version because it's very rare. Further down the line, say for one day, you know, in the next couple of years or something, and it's completely gone, this would probably go up in value, who knows, which is probably true on that point, because, you know, these sort of ones are very, very impossible to try and buy. If you miss them, you miss them, that's it. Once they're gone, you know, you wouldn't probably ever get a chance to rig them. So I definitely got that one on vinyl more. Of course, I brought it from HMV, ordered and picked it up. This one afterwards is Paul Williams Classics, which is another good one. This one is, as you can see on the little sticker, made in Netherlands. It's got, again, those what sort of songs I think was from like his first album, Wildwoods, and then, you know, Heliocentric, I think it was as well, wasn't it? And then also I think Stanley Rhodes. I think it was only them first four, wasn't it, of these ones. Yeah, but that one again was a good one. I didn't buy, obviously, of course, on HMV and anywhere else. I didn't see it when I bought it either, so it's kind of rare to get it now. I brought it online and stuff on Discogs, I think, I believe, and yeah, it came in really good condition, which I'm very surprised and happy about. The one after this is, of course, this one, Fly on the Walls, and this one I've never ever brought, but I don't know if I had the CD and DVD version, or my dad had it. As you can see on that little corner there as well, it says on, you know, made in Czech Republic, and yeah, this one's obviously got all like the rare sort of sides ones, you know, the B-sides, all them sort of things, sort of tunes and stuff. Somebody has reviewed, who's followed me, thank you, and subscribed. They done a review on that as well, which I watched recently and stuff, on the Fly on the Wall when it first came out and stuff, because I don't think I brought it when it first came out. I've only brought it, like, say, recently. But compared to, obviously, like on the HMV's website, I've looked at stock and that recently as well in stores, and it's not very, very, I'd say, bleak at the moment, because some stores don't really have them, you know. Some stores have literally sold out. I did see one copy in Liverpool's HMV, and that was it, but that's what I'm saying, it's getting very thin now on the stock wise, so if you're looking for that one, take the opportunity while you get it, because it could go quite quickly nowadays. The actual first press version I did see as well, from the same one where I got that Catch of Fire, I keep forgetting the name of that live one. That one, yeah, I think they also had that first press version of that as well. So Modern Classics, obviously the smaller recent one. This is another good one. I've had it when it first came out, I think, I believe, and I bought it. This one I got from Discogas, which is from more of a local old town shop in Cambridge it came from, so I can't remember the name of that one. I think it was Revelations, one they're called. Yeah, I saw it online on their website and got it from there, and yeah, or I could have brought it when I was, say for instance, down my parents, or down my old hometown way and got it, maybe, but I didn't really, you know, I just brought it and they got it in here. But yeah, this more obviously had, like, you know, Heed to Keep and all them, which was Heliocentric onwards, I think, based in. Yeah, from them ones, and it was only up to this year I just said Sonic Kicks and that was it. And then he had a few like extra new singles on that as well, like Flame Outs and Brand New Toy, all them sort of things. There's another version which I think is the CD one that had, you know, other tracks on that half, but it's not pretty good. Right? Next one, of course, is Wheel of People. This one, I don't think people would really be keen on Wheel of People as much, because Metal High's got like all again B-sides and stuff, and it's similar to get names now. Fly on the Walls one, that's it. Yeah, similar to like that one, wasn't it? And you know, again, it's a major Czech Republic on this one. I got this again online. This Disclosures. I did see a copy of this. He had it in his store, which was Clampdown's Records, where I found that really rare one. He definitely had a copy in there, which I see it, and he gets some very rare ones in there. So anybody, again, if you're looking for it, because I know it's sold out on HMV. I don't know how much he was charging. It might have been $39.99 I know for it. If you're looking for it, you know, I'd say visit there, and you might still be able to get it. It depends, but yeah, just go and check on Clampdown Records. Next one, this is more of a single, which we know obviously, of course, is off of Sonic Kicks, and this is Seen Better Days, like I say, because you know these ones are the records that are definitely Seen Better Days, which is of course Dragonfly. This one I had laid down, you know, all them sort of ones, Ports to the Past, Devotions, which of course are some of them what I just showed you on are on this as well. I believe was the People's one. This numbered one because it's a limited number. It's 0183. So yeah, this one I'd never get rid of course, because nowadays I think that is quite expensive to even get. I think it's like, I don't know, I think people charge £70 something for it. I might be wrong, but I did look at Discogs for that recently and stuff, and it's going for quite a bit. It might be wrong, it might be eBay. I've seen like ones with £50 something. I can't remember, but yeah, search up and check. And then of course the last one, which just came right to the end now, which is that one, Supplement 66, which I showed the other day, which was made in Germany on the back. And of course I went through the tracks, so I won't repeat and see the tracks again. But yeah, that's all of them. I'm not going to go through all my singles like I said today, because it's just going to drag that on. You know, I'm at 26 minutes now, nearly 27. My last video was like 30 something minutes, so I didn't really want to continue like dragging on so much. But yeah, that's all them, and my next video will of course be on, like I said, the rare single, sorry, of another band I like. I'm not going to go through their records as well related to it. I'm only going to review that one more. The one obviously which I just done well as one when I said I was going to do on its own, but I thought, you know, I don't want to go just do that for 3 minutes, that's it. You know, I need to probably expand my video a bit more, hence why I just showed you all the Weller records that I've got now currently, recently, you know, that have been brought and everything. Yeah, the other ones, next ones will be more next month. I might do an up-to-date version of all these again. I'm hoping, because I'm hoping literally there's one that I've ordered recently and I haven't paid for it yet, which is a bit of a risk taking. I'm hoping to pay by tonight and stuff, or tomorrow at least, to get it, and then yeah, it's one of the rare ones. I'm not going to reveal which one it is though, because otherwise, you know, if I had an issue and stuff, need another copy, people could go, oh yeah, I'll go and probably get that one. But yeah, it's another good album and stuff. People say I don't really like that album and stuff, you know, but it's another good album indeed. And yeah, once I've probably got that next month, I'm hopefully getting the last 2 albums, and then that will be it. There's no more albums to get, because I've had them in the past, sold them, and really regretted all of it, because, you know, they were very good rare ones. I didn't know how hard they're going to be. Some of them I'd probably say, like the 2 that I'm thinking of, the last ones and stuff, which are rare, they're not too bad to get, but it's just more the one I'm hopefully to get, yeah, that's going to hopefully come and everything, because coming from a different country, so you know what I mean. So, thank you for watching, and hopefully, yeah, see you in my next video on, like I say, the rare single, which is obviously, of course, The Stranglers. I'll say at the end now, and yeah, and hopefully, yeah, to the next video.